failing our athletes, annoying the refs, and living proof that there's no such thing as a stupid question. Unless we're the ones asking it. From game highlights, to hot takes, to totally unqualified opinions. We're bringing the BS Booster Style!
Yours didn't win a national championship.
Welcome to episode number 138 of the BEBC
BS
Podcast with a new intro, guys.
How about that?
How about that?
We sing pretty good, don't we?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We sing pretty good.
I mean,
Really high-pitched voices.
well, I wasn't grabbing my nads when we were singing.
Hello.
Aim her off.
Wow, let's just get it going.
Didn't take long.
Welcome back to you. How many years?
Oh, I don't know, but Chris Cumnock's with us today. I started to say this morning, but it's afternoon. Good afternoon, Chris.
Thank you.
For those of you who don't know Chris is the executive director of Wipe Out Kids Cancer, who sponsors the Wipe Out Kids Cancer Classic.
Say that fast 3 times.
Right.
I could, but I don't want to. Which is next Friday night and Saturday night.
No, just Friday.
Oh, you're doing both on Friday?
The first time I've ever not been at a game.
Wow.
Yeah. Both.
Which one are you not going to?
I bet it ain't
I will
Alan.
not be at Don Bosco Prep and Melissa.
Melissa.
Which I hate to admit, that's going to be a really good game.
What?
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
For
so.
Don Bosco.
Marshall keep up with them?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be all right.
With Brett Holloway, quarterback for Melissa.
Yeah.
True.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there you
Oh,
go.
Don Pop? What?
Brett Holloway.
Yeah.
He's at Melissa. He'll be their starting quarterback because their starting quarterback went to...
He went back. He went to California.
Yeah, he took off. So Holloway will be pulling the trigger for...
And one of the quarterbacks for Don Bosco, if you guys watched the Hard Knocks off season
Yeah.
when the Giants were on it, so Joe Schoen, the general manager of the Giants, that's his son. That's one of their quarterbacks.
Okay.
Really?
So yeah,
That's funny. He didn't live there.
So, and I'm going to be nosy here. You can tell me it's none of your business. How come though?
Why?
By both Friday night?
well, because Bosco really wanted to come down and do it, but as we started to look at travel for them, the only way it was going to work was to do it on a Friday.
Yeah.
So, you know, at that point, you're like, yeah, we can do it. I mean, you got to trust your staff to go over there and not. I mean, they'll do great with it. They're getting, no, seriously.
I heard a pause.
No, I mean, it's just control.
Read nothing into it.
Not being there. And I even told my wife, I said, you know, at halftime, I think I could get that. She's like, you're insane. Like, so I'm not going to try it. I'm going to be here, and
Well,
we're
yeah.
doing a cool thing here too at
Yeah.
halftime of this game.
I want to
so
talk about that in a
we're gonna
little
be
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we're glad you're staying in Allen.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking
Or
forward
you
to
could
this
leave and leave us in charge if you want.
game. There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
We
Be
could,
the
We're
last
going to
year.
move these over here.
we're going to do this. And yeah.
Chris doesn't know what he's doing. Come on.
Well, this is going to be, I know people are thinking last year was such a rout, and Midland Lee was really young last year, and their quarterback pooped the bed. But when that kid got hurt last year in like game 2, they brought the sophomore in, and he lit it
He
up
stepped it up.
the rest of the year, and they got all those kids back. I think it's going to be a lot better game. I really do. A lot better game.
I love the fact they took their original name back finally.
Oh, wait, well, why don't we start there? Because
Yeah. Not till next year, though.
not till next year,
Yeah.
but Midland Legacy by a board vote of 4-3, if I
4-3.
remember correctly, is going to revert back to Midland Lee.
As they should have.
So
Such a classic uniform.
it's interesting that actually even, because that's the first time I've heard of it ever coming up anywhere where her
Right.
name has been changed and
And you change it
it's
back.
gone back. Yeah. So what have you talked to them about that at all? Or?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
on with their AD the other day just talking about some other things, and I brought that up. And so I said, pretty controversial. He said, either you're at this end or you're at this end. And he said, nobody's in between. He's like, it is either racist or thank God we're bringing it back. He said there is nothing in the middle with here, and he said it's really been, and with the board vote being that close too. I mean,
Well, they're talking
Is
about
this all
bringing the Redskins back,
Yep.
and taking the Commodores away,
Native.
Commanders away.
yeah.
Well, and as far as Midland goes, is this something that the kids are kind of beyond that, or is it seeping into every part, or do you get a sense for
I
that?
think it's, that whole Odessa, Midland out there. I mean, I think you have so many guys that played before and still living yesterday, and they
Working
drove
in
the
the
bus
field.
on that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really wanted it. I don't think the kids playing for legacy today, I don't think they care. I mean, I really don't. I don't think any of them, whatever.
So how long? Let's take it one step further. How long before Tyler changes their name back? And would that? You think that will ever happen in East Texas? I mean, it's a different demographic than out in West Texas. There's no doubt about that.
Well, once you do it once like this, and then
Everybody
everybody's going to start at least talking
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Same.
I can see it
way.
happening, Tyler.
Well, I mean, there was so much history under
All
that
that-
name.
all
I mean,
that-
you got great Earl Campbell.
Don't take this the wrong way, but all that East Texas redneck, they prefer the old way.
Well, it happened in Dallas. My high school changed from the Rebels to the Patriots
Yeah.
in
Needs to go
74. 74.
Wow, even that far back.
I think we're safe with Frisco, though.
Yeah, I don't think Briscoe's going back
I'll never forget driving through that town.
on the water
Back in
tower.
the, yeah, on the water tower.
Yeah, going up Preston Road. And,
That is funny. All right,
All right. Segue.
little housekeeping business. First of all, thank you to Cody for doing our new intro.
Good work.
yay!
I know that takes time and effort, and we appreciate you doing that. We just wanted to spice things up a little bit. And he
Not
did
for
a
him.
great
He's
job.
good at that.
What's
So
that?
who did sing that?
That was AI.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, great.
Good stuff.
Let me tell you what, gentlemen, if you don't understand what's going on, the next year is going to be
I've been dabbling in it.
We got
Scary-
about
scary
20
crazy.
listeners right now going, is this a football podcast?
Hey, we cover everything. Because AI is going to seep into the football presentation at Allen High School
the
in some way,
next
shape, or
project
form.
Cody's going to work on.
Or it may already
Well,
be.
next weekend, the covers for both games were generated by ChatGPT.
There you go. See?
So
Cody's next project is for all of us to be completely AI generated and to do a complete podcast
Without us here.
without us here, where our
We
images,
just scan the stats from the game and everything. And
our images do the pod and see if people notice the difference.
wow.
And I tell you one thing, if you don't think that the powers in football, not necessarily high school, but college, are not trying to use AI to do analysis
Oh, predictive
and
analysis,
all of that
absolutely.
stuff,
Absolutely.
if you're not doing that, you're going to be toast.
Way behind. Way
Yeah.
behind. Well, going back to simpler times and simpler days, this is episode number 138 for us. And
We're back.
Nolan was saying 150 is right around the corner, which 150 will happen this year, so we need to think about
Hopefully.
if someone doesn't get kicked the bucket or
Yeah.
something. We need to think about what we're going to do for 150. I think that's a good mark to hit. We had a special one at 100. We may go back and try to do something for 150. But the 138th game in the history of Allen Eagle football. You have to go back to 1986. Before I tell you the game, I want you to listen to this district that they were in. Okay? Here are they played 6 district games. McKinney.
Yeah.
Fort Worth Boswell.
Well, jeez.
That's out there.
Gainesville.
Okay.
Louisville. Justin Northwest.
Were we 3A? 3A at the time? or
And
4A?
Denison. We were
We'd had to be.
4A.
Okay, all right.
Denison. So
That's some
little-
travel.
A little bit of Yellowbird
yeah,
travel on that.
Wow.
So game 138 was actually in pre-district. Played West Mesquite and went to 3-0 on the year with a 31-6 victory over West Mesquite. So I thought that was interesting, that district though.
yeah.
Fort Worth Boswell. Gainesville.
That'd be just like this going to 7A now and driving
Yeah.
Yeah.
a long way out there too.
The 138.
That's a whole subject podcast in itself.
Well, yeah, because it's coming.
Yeah,
Do you think?
that was the 138th game.
Yeah.
Logistically,
I
I
think it is.
just, I don't know, man.
I think it
Oh,
is.
shoot. That was the 138th victory. I'm sorry. The 138th game.
It
I'm
was the
sorry.
70s.
I got to go back.
That was, the 138 game was in 1942.
1986. I'm.
Pull out the magic flute.
Holy moly. I've lost my place here. Y'all are going to have to bear with me here. Somebody put
Welcome back to the new season of our podcast.
We promise the team will not fumble it like we have.
Here we go. Sorry, guys. 130th right here. It was the last game of the 1973 season.
Woohoo!
They were in District 16 1A.
Wow.
That district, they only played 5 district games. Royce City, Crandall, Princeton, who they're back with, that's kind of
Yeah.
ironic, Farmersville, and Nevada Community.
So we have a long history with Princeton.
That's a pretty tight little area.
I didn't think Nevada had a school.
They've always
Yeah.
had a school out there.
Nevada community.
So in the first round of the playoffs in game 137, they beat Van Alstyne 13-12,
Ooh, barn burner.
which brought them up against the aforemmentioned Frisco.
There you go.
I will not say what their mascot name was
Raccoons.
in 1973.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Raccoons.
Probably good.
The fighting.
And they lost 17-6 to end the season with an 8-4 record. So that knocks out 1973. So there you go.
Maybe 74 will be better.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's,
Get that
that's
new move
we'll
in.
save it for next
73, I was in
week.
ninth grade.
We'll find out. All right, Chris. What do we know? What do we need to know? What's going on in your world? What'd you do this summer?
Just
We always want to
busy.
catch up
It
with
was
you.
busy.
He took a shower.
I did.
You
Yeah.
ran a golf tournament.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. Obviously, next weekend's big for us, and we hope people will come out. One thing that I always tell people is like, if you come to our game and spend your money on a ticket, 100% of it goes to the mission. We're not paying any salaries with that. We're not paying rent with that. It all goes to the mission, and we're supporting every pediatric cancer patient in Dallas-Fort Worth. So, we hope people will come out. We've tried to do something different at the game this year for the Allen and Midland Legacy game at halftime with the student section. We think that's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Dive into that because it's been kind of teased for weeks, and I think this is the first week that I saw what it actually was. So if you want to just
so I was trying to think what would be fun, because the student section's always been it was big when it was the Tom Landry Classic. It's been big for us with Wipe Out Kids Cancer. So we really wanted to do something fun for them. And so I thought, Guinness Book of World Records, we had to break a record.
Yes.
And I thought it was just simple. You just call up Guinness, and they're like, yeah, go break it, and let us know if you do. It's not that. So if you want to pick your own record for them to break, you pay them $15,000 plus 2 plane tickets for them to come down here and oversee it. I'm like, okay, well, we're not doing that. And she said, but if you want to take an existing record, I'll
And break
send you
that.
the existing records, and you can break that, and it's a much smaller cost, and so
As long as it's documented on video and that type of stuff, that
we have
qualifies.
to have a whole sound engineer and everything. I mean,
Okay.
it's still pretty elaborate, but it's going to be the loudest outdoor scream, and there's a group of people in Finland that hold the record right now.
Yeah.
And so at halftime, right after the band and drill team perform, there'll be 2 attempts at the world record for loudest scream. So
will they know right away whether they break the record or not?
our sound tech will be able to tell me yes
Yeah.
or no, but then we have to send all the documentation off
To be authenticated.
and it'll be
Yeah.
6 days, 5
Yeah.
days.
Nice.
They'll authenticate it.
Yeah.
So,
So there was some criteria on distance from the microphone or whatever and all
8
that
feet,
stuff.
can't be any closer than 8 feet, and they cannot scream a word. Has to be legitimately just a scream.
Yeah.
And so the whole stadium will be able to participate, but I do have a potential sponsor that if everybody that goes to the game, if we break the record, they will get a T-shirt saying I was there, and
Nice.
in the record books it will say Allen Eagle Student Section, so that's
Yeah.
kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
How often do you get a chance to say?
Has that been announced at the school already?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So
anyway.
it needs to be reannounced
Practice
at the
your
pep rally.
voice.
You going to the pep rally?
Yeah, in fact,
Friday morning?
they're going to practice it at the pep rally.
Oh, good.
They're going to.
We ought to try to go to that pep rally.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get over there
So-
Friday morning.
Excited about that. Like I said, I think for Allen fans, if they think this is going to be a blowout like last year, I'm here. I don't think it will be. I think Legacy
It's going to be a tighter
was
game. Yeah.
really young. I think their quarterback pooped in his pants last year when he got out there in front of all his fans, and the kid that came in after he got hurt last year is a stud. I mean, he came in as a sophomore and was their district newcomer of the year. Threw for 38 touchdowns last year.
Nice.
He can throw it, and they got all their. I mean, they returned a ton of starters, just a ton of kids that were young last year. So they still made the playoffs and kind of got their stuff together. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Well, and they play such a wicked non-district schedule.
They do.
They did last year, and I know it's the same though. This
Yeah.
year they got
Yeah.
they have Westlake.
Oh yeah, and
Trinity.
Trinity,
Yep.
and then Lake Travis. Something.
Yeah.
They play
They're
Ruston.
going to be well
Louisiana.
tested by the end of the
Yeah.
season for
Yeah.
sure.
They definitely took because their record wasn't great but a lot of that was because of who they were jumping up
Yeah.
against in non-district.
And he knew that. I mean, he said
Yeah.
that to me. He said we're going to take our lumps before we get into district. But he said once we get into district, we're not going to be playing anybody that was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, they'll get another snoot full of Trinity if they make playoffs again. You know that's a
yeah,
week 2 game, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Potential. So anyhow, well, God, that'll be cool. So scream. So we need to save our voices for
yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah, and I need to talk to you a little bit because I looked into breaking a Guinness Book of World Records, which is using exactly the same like sound measuring
Right.
for the loudest whistle.
Really?
It's 125 decibels. If we wanted to do that attempt at the same time, we could because it's if you're going to do it outside, it's 8 feet from the microphone. You got to have a Class 1 sound measurement device,
Right.
which is registered whatever.
Sure.
And it's 125 decibels. I think I can beat that. Either that or you do it in a dead room, and it's got to be the same 8 feet. So it's either dead room or it's outside.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's been a learning experience. And
Oh yeah.
I will tell you that the people at Guinness, hopefully they're not watching this, but they.
We'll send it to them.
I'm about to have another DeSoto here, but they're not the best at. They're so aloof. Like, I'm asking questions like, "So, do we have to do this?" Well, when we get your application and your down payment, then we'll answer that. And I'm like, well, I don't know that I want to do a down payment or do this
depending
until
what you have to do.
it.
Yeah.
And so you had to really pull stuff out of them, and it's been interesting. But I think we can break it. I really do.
That'll be
So,
fun. It'll something different
Oh
Something
yeah.
very
for
different.
sure.
So
We're doing that at halftime.
doing that at halftime,
Awesome.
right after the band. So we will go right into it, and we'll see. It'll be fun for those
And if they
kids.
don't make it, are their shirts getting shipped to South America?
Yes.
The crowd noise at that DeSoto playoff game years ago.
Oh my
goodness. That was deafening.
Yeah.
At Texas
Yeah.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Wow. That was just unbelievable.
Well,
So
Don't mess with our
Anyway.
band.
have fun. So, what did you do this summer? You travel?
we did not, but my wife and I are going to be going to Colorado for a few weeks in September. And last year we went to Italy and we goofed around and didn't get anything planned, so we'll do it next year. But we have a 5K run at the end of June, so I was busy with that, and hired a development director, and so I mean it was just a lot of
Work.
work stuff. This
Work
summer.
got in the way of fun.
Yeah,
Hate it when that happens.
yeah, it did, but that's okay. It's okay.
Sometimes you got it.
Having some, we're really proud of what we're doing for these families, and wish I had done this sooner than I did. I mean, I feel like driving home every day, you can really say it really helped people today. You're driving into work, you're like, I know I'm going to go do that. So
That's cool.
it's pretty fun to do, and then you get to bring the classic over there with it, which I mean it has been fun. The Landrys are really involved in our organization. And I didn't know that
That's
when I
awesome.
took the job.
Yeah.
One of the first things I did was went to a run committee meeting, and they're sitting there and like, what are y'all doing here? And they're like, we're on the run committee. I'm like, who knew?
Who knew?
So,
And that begs the question for me: what was their response when you went over there, and did you have to talk to them about wanting to take the, or is it because it was your game?
well, like LST marketing that I left.
Right.
I mean, since I created it there, it's their intellectual property, so they had the rights
There you go. Yeah.
to it. And when I got over here, then the Landrys really wanted it to end. They said, if you're not doing it, we don't want anybody else doing it.
Gotcha.
So they said, we don't want it to continue. And they kind of get to make that call.
Right.
Now, LSC could have gone and done another high school football game, but that's not, they didn't know how to do that. So, so when I brought it over here, you kind of change out the name, and it's not going to scholarships anymore. It's going to kids with cancer. But
Right.
that's really the only change, and so I'm really glad that we're able to still do it.
And they're still involved, obviously. It sounds like it.
Yeah, for sure. So
That's great.
Anyway, it's been fun. I always look forward to this. It's a lot of work, but I always look forward to it.
When you went over first to Wipe Out Kids Cancer, you were talking to us about some of the improvements or some of the advances that you've made. Any other kind of notable things outside of the welcome or the care packages that you guys have kind of achieved?
So I will tell you, like when I went over there, like I knew I didn't know a lot because I'd never been in the nonprofit world, and I convinced them I will figure it out.
Yeah.
I remember my final in-person interview with the board. They were like, "Have you done this?" I'm like, "No." What about this? I'm like, "No." There's like a lot of no's, and so I'm like, "Okay, but I'm telling you, I can do this. I will figure this out. I can do it." But when I started, like every day, I would drive home thinking, "Man, I knew I didn't know much, but I didn't know how much I didn't know." And so for like 2 months, I felt like, God, man, what am I doing?
A bit lost,
I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
It's like drinking through a fire hose. But you get in there and you start to kind of figure out some things. So one of the first things that we did is I started a podcast for kids that are when kids get diagnosed, they kind of get isolated because it's in the hospital, and so when you talk to parents and you talk to kids when they're first diagnosed with cancer, like first they're confused because they don't really know a lot about cancer, and then they're scared, and then they're mad, and then they feel isolated from their friends, and then they feel like, well, why me? Why not the kid in my English class who makes fun of people every day? I don't do that. Why didn't that kid get cancer? But they don't.
Yeah.
They don't talk to anybody about it, so they just bottle up all those emotions. And so I had a mom that told me one time, she's like, I wish my son could be around other kids who have had cancer or have cancer so he could see that it's not just limited to him.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, we can do that if we do a podcast. So we have a Young Champions Board. It's high school seniors and college freshmen. And they host podcast episodes with kids who have already beaten cancer.
Okay.
So they just talk about their journey. Well, when in that process, they hear, I was scared, I was confused, I felt like, why did I get it? And all of a sudden, it justifies all those emotions. But also on these podcast episodes, you hear, we had a girl whose parents were told she probably doesn't make it through the night. Her levels are so high on this, and you guys have to kind of wrap your head around that. Well, she just left for Texas A&M,
Awesome.
and that was like 11 years ago. And then we had another kid who they brought in a priest for, and they said it's just a matter of time. And he's now trying to become a naval officer.
Amazing testimony.
So you hear these other kids who talk about it was pretty dire, pretty dark, and here I am. And so my goal was we wanted that in every pediatric cancer hospital in the country so that when kids are diagnosed, they've got that to listen to and the family has it to listen to. But it's also in 19 other countries now. So it's a global podcast. And
Your standard podcast outlets.
yeah, just wherever you get your podcast, and totally free. And then we implemented a, for lack of a better term, it's called a Warrior Parent Socials, but it's date nights with parents or kids with cancer, because the divorce rate's so high there because they don't get to spend any time together. And so we take them out to karaoke or to cooking classes or to game show nights, and it's like a lot of them. And so they get to be in the car together, going and coming. They get to, for a few hours, just be away from the diagnosis together, but they're around other people who are not saying to them, hey, I'm sorry you're having to go through this, like I have to say to them. You have people around you saying, hey, I know what you're going through. I'm going through it too.
And they really do know.
And they really do.
Various different stages of the journey.
Yes. Yeah. But they exchange phone numbers and emails, and at the start of the evening, nobody knows anybody except for who you came with. By the end of the evening, you got 70 people in there. You'd think they all came together. And they become organically just the support system for each other. But we do grocery gift cards and gas gift cards, because a third of the families that have a pediatric cancer patient in Dallas-Fort Worth are at or below the poverty line.
Okay.
So, and then we look at other things on a case-by-case basis. But we had a family living in their car at Plano Children's Hospital because they were homeless and their 14-year-old was getting cancer treatment.
Yeah.
So, we got them into a hotel and then worked to help get them into an apartment. And, you just look at things like that and you try to help the best you can and try to get these families. Most of these kids, medicine and the doctors here are so good, most of these kids now survive. But just from the diagnosis to the ringing the bell, that's a pretty dark hole that you got to help them get through. And that's kind of what we do.
So real quick, do us a favor. What's the name of that podcast?
It's Conversations with Kids Beating Cancer.
Okay, Conversations with Kids Beating Cancer.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, it's a pretty interesting listen on some of these.
I know I'm checking
kids
it out.
have just some incredible perspective. We have one of the girls that said, if I could go back in time and make a choice, do I have cancer, do I not? She's like, I think I'd still do it, because she's like, it taught me so much about myself, and it strengthened my relationship with my mom.
Wow.
To the point where, it is today. And it's just incredible hearing perspective on this. So, anyway. Now we're supposed to talk about football.
No, that's
well, this is life.
No, it's what it's all about.
Football's life. This is life.
It's a lot more important than football, and then it's part of the football because it's sponsorship. But we always want to give you the platform.
No, and I appreciate
to say what's going on, what do you need.
And now that we've gotten into double-digit listeners, we've got an audience that might want to know. I mean, they care. Of course. They care about our community. So
yeah, they do. And it's such a great thing that you do personally. I know you don't like to toot your own horn or anything, but just the fact that you've done this, with the scholarships under the Landry and helping these kids and their families with this, it's just awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah,
so
we know you're one of
for allowing us to be a part of it every year.
But I will
taking time.
I know I appreciate it. And I will always say this to you guys that you look back like on the Landry Classic, because this is year 2 of the Wipeout Kids Cancer Classic, but you kind of lump it all in together and you look back at things that are the fabric of it. Obviously, the Landry family was a fabric of the Landry Classic for a long time, but you guys have been there with us for a long, long time. And I know you joke around about this, but seriously, you've given me a platform to talk about, why come out to this game? Well, when it was the Landry Classic, because we are honoring kids with scholarships and helping kids. And now this is even more important. But I just appreciate what you do. And I've always said it, like every high school program should have this. I mean, I think it brings out so much of why we all love and the purity of high school football and high school sports. And this is great. I mean,
yeah, we sure don't.
I'm thankful of you guys.
NIL.
What's that?
We should probably franchise it.
Yeah. There you go.
Good idea there, Dave.
There
is something.
We ain't cheap.
Right. Yeah, that'd be fun.
This is, look at it, year 14 actually. Cause
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy that
Has it really been that long?
Yeah,
Yeah,
isn't it?
2012.
Yeah.
Well, and I just posted on Facebook the construction of the
Yeah, I
stadium,
remember
2011, 14 years
I know,
ago.
that is crazy to think of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
And we said we had no idea what memories were going to be made in
No,
that
no.
place, and it's
Right.
been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been so
It's-
great.
And for us, and even Cody, because Cody's obviously much younger than us, but
Thank God.
Cody got to be in that
Smarter.
stadium.
Right.
He was in the band. He was one of the 76 trombones.
Sure.
When they did the 76 trombone deal,
Right.
and so
That's
he's got memories from a youth,
Right.
coming up. We're forgetting those memories now.
He was an insider.
Yeah, he was.
I
I
mean,
mean, my daughter cheerleaded.
Yeah,
She was one
exactly.
of the first cheerleaders in that stadium.
So there's a lot to be said for
no, that's,
what can be done around sports from a not participating, but just being a fan and
Right.
supporting the program. And there's so much, and we've really gotten involved with the basketball team so much too, and those coaches are great,
yeah.
right.
absolutely great to work with, and we have a lot of fun times with them. And I'll go ahead and put that out now. I talked to Coach Sip a couple of months ago, and we're actually going to do a weekly 15-minute, 20-minute little snippet with him every week
That'd be
now
great.
when basketball season starts, to talk about what happened last week, what's coming up, the next, when we get in the district, the next two games.
Right. Challenges,
Oh, no, he starts
successes.
talking. We may go way beyond
We may
15.
go. He's excited about it. He was all for it. So
Right.
we don't have it's either going to be a Sunday night or a Monday night probably, because they play Tuesday, Friday. And, but he's all for that, just to,
That'll be fun.
Yeah, if we know anything about SIP, he's all for keeping it short.
Yeah. Oh, you did not.
Oh my gosh. He's not really part of us.
Yeah, like John would say, let's give him a hand.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's something
He needs to step up.
we thought about. That, because you can't do a podcast about every basketball game. I guess you could, but that's just too much time.
we all have
team
lives.
effort. Yeah, well, it just takes too much time.
Sure.
Or football, you're doing it once a week, and you can do it on a Saturday where you're not trying to do it. James is retired now, and the rest of us are still working, but
Right.
it does. It takes a lot of time and effort to do. But so we've got a football season starting next Friday.
Yeehaw.
Allen and Midland Legacy for the third time in 3 years.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and say Midland League.
Jump ahead. There you go.
You're gonna be a trendsetter, aren't you?
It's whatever you're used to saying. I mean, I'm used to saying that.
I've always called them League. I just remember the old days of, watching the highlights of Odessa Permian and Midland League just beating the living hell out of each other out there in West Texas.
So
Those were, yeah.
Oh my
And they would always do that before they got to the DFW.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk football here, and we should, because I'm not sure if we're
Absolutely.
going to get Coach Wigg before the season starts. He's really busy for some reason.
For some reason. I don't know why.
He seems to be busier this year, but anyhow, he's having a hard time finding the time in his schedule. So we need to talk football, and we need to talk about this team, because there's been quite a bit of change,
Changes.
actually,
Yep.
when you look at the dynamics and the makeup of the team from last year. You can start. Let's just start at the quarterback position. where
Nate Winger's
Brady Hooker graduated.
right.
Nate Winger and and actually we can go back before that,
Yeah.
because you had Brett Holloway was with the team last time
Yep.
they suited up against North Crowley, but he left the day after that game and has gone to Melissa and is now the starting quarterback there. And so you were thinking you were going to have Nate Winger and Holloway.
We have a loss.
Don't worry about it. Feel about it. Competing for the job.
Right.
And subsequent to the season ending, Jeremiah Dowd, the starting quarterback from McKinney, moved across the district, or
Right.
the school line is now came in, and just in the last 2 weeks, Mr. Winger has taken his talents to Hebron,
And we'll see how that goes. If he,
and Allen has gotten
Whether
a
that's approved or not.
move in from Tennessee, a
Yeah.
freshman,
yeah, Nashville area,
yeah,
private school there.
named Ty Snell, who
Already has 12 offers.
has got a bunch of offers and a bunch of pretty good offers too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you look
But
at
we-
Ohio State and Tennessee,
Tennessee,
as a freshman,
Alabama.
Vandy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess as an 8th grader, because he's going to be a freshman this year.
Yeah.
So
Well, he started varsity as an 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but-
so there's
Again, it's private school.
Yeah.
But
you're left with J.D. Dowd, who's a senior, who's actually committed to Florida Atlantic,
Yeah.
and then Ty Snell will be your other quarterback. And again, not having an opportunity to talk to the coaches about it much. Where
How's that
that's
battle
going to
been
be,
going?
yeah.
And there may be another player who will be playing quarterback in the heavy package, and
Well, there's always somebody like that.
oh yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. Well,
But-
we had a little time with the kids. We did
Right.
the Men of Connection, and we sat down, and so I had a chance to talk to the offensive line, the underclass offensive line,
Right.
And if nothing else, that is a very eager and enthusiastic group.
Sure.
So we'll see how that pans out to
Right.
playing. But we were talking about heavy packages and what kind of wrinkles they're going to throw in. And,
James was feeling at home.
yeah, the big guys.
The big
I know.
Yeah.
Well, according to, it depends on what you look at. They've either got 5 or 7 returning starters on offense and 7 on defense.
Yeah.
And 7 starters on defense from a defense that was really, really good last year.
It's
And
gonna be
you
powerful.
you can start with your secondary because you've got all the secondary coming back. Thank you. My wife made a delivery on something I needed.
Very nice.
Your entire secondary is coming back where you've got LeBron Bauer at one corner, you've got
Wheaton.
thank you. I just totally blank. Kai Wheaton at the other corner. You've got Trey Roberson
Amiche.
and Henson Amici coming back at the safeties. And Roberson has lots of D1 offers, whatever, Power 4, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
My
offers.
son's offered him.
Oh, did he?
TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like him.
Yeah, he's quite a player. You've got Japri Wafer coming back at one linebacker position. Hover Williford, who wasn't a starter but played quite a bit last year,
He's been very active. Yeah.
will be another starter. Now you do lose Mitchell New,
Right.
and for those of us
Man,
who just, as you watch Mitchell's career here at
Beast.
Allen, you're just like,
The dude's
where
a
did
pit
he
bull.
come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look, and he's I don't know if he's the shyest kid, but he's the quietest kid I think
Yeah.
we've ever met.
yeah.
Not a real big talker. You got to pull things out of him, but you put him on the football
There's a
field,
switch.
and he was everywhere.
Yeah.
And that'll be a big hole that needs to be filled. You get up to the line, and you've got Joshua Shaw coming back. You got Devin Palmer coming back, and actually Josh Shaw is going to be wearing number 1 this year. So
Awesome. Yeah.
kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a big honor.
Yeah.
To be an Allen Eagle wearing number 1.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Still a
so
little.
you look at your defense, and you've got lots of talent coming back, and lots of kids who played last year because they had that
So
opportunity.
a level of confidence that's very healthy.
Yeah, and who we consider one of the best DCs in the state, coaching.
Absolutely.
And Coach Hargis. So I think you look at that and you say, okay, feel pretty good about the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
And then you roll over and you say, okay, one, you got to get the quarterback situation figured out.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be? You've got Spriggs and you've got Hambrick back in the running back.
Yep.
And then also, I went through we got the roster this week from Coach McCray, and he told me,
I'm laughing at the height and weight.
well, he said it wasn't right, so he
Yeah.
hadn't figured all that out yet, but he said, this will change.
Yeah.
These were the names, and I went through, and there's 79 kids on the roster, 45 seniors, so it's pretty heavy senior laden.
Yeah.
25 juniors, 7 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. So, the freshmen, one of them is Ty Snell, your quarterback,
Yeah.
and
I really like him.
Tight end.
and the tight end, Jaden Davis. And again, I'll look at those numbers.
Yeah.
I actually met Jaden last Saturday. He's
Nice.
probably 6'2", 6'3". He's a big
Yeah.
kid.
When Carter
that's a
Carter
little
has
different.
wide receivers. Carter
when you,
was
when you
just
look at the receivers, you
amazing.
got Carter coming back. You got Josiah
Josiah,
Johnson,
yeah.
who will be a sophomore, coming back off a torn
Sophomore.
ACL.
Wow. Yeah.
is Jet, and we're glad to have him back. We saw him
Absolutely.
quite a bit at 7-on-7. He didn't play. He just
Right.
for precautionary purposes, but he's fine.
Right.
He's good to go. And then actually this year LeBron is going to play both ways.
Nice.
So when you look at your outside, you got
Yes.
Josiah and
Doing that on
Carter on your
7-on-7
outside,
too.
and
Yeah.
you got LeBron and Caleb on the inside. And then, Grant Abercrombie is going to play quite a bit at receiver. You got Samaj Johnson, who's really quick, will play quite a bit at receiver. So then you get to me, which is this is my opinion, the bigger question in the quarterback is who's going to play up front.
Yeah.
Now, you do have Jacob McCray and Villarreal coming back.
Right, seniors.
And David told me he talked to Villarreal.
Yeah, he's moving from center to offensive guard.
Yeah. And out of necessity is what he was told.
Right.
So you're going to have 3 new starters on the line. And that, to me, raises a lot of questions. Now, I love Coach McCray, and he can coach him up with the best of them. And he's done that since he's been here. There's always been a couple studs on the line. And, he'll get them there. The question is, how quick will he get them there?
Right. And can they take that football IQ and really apply it?
Yeah. Because there's, it doesn't matter who your I always go back to Aikman's first year in the NFL in '89.
Yeah.
Aikman was, a Heisman Trophy winner and the best player coming out of college, and then he played behind a line that got him killed.
Yeah, for sure.
And not that this
Yeah.
line is that. I'm just saying.
It's going to be a big challenge for him.
Yeah. There to me is the rub, because either run game, pass game, it doesn't matter. Those guys got to produce. So the question is, how quick does that line gel? How good is that line? Because you don't know, because they haven't played together.
Or how quick can those running backs get to the outside?
Yeah. Well, they're both pretty quick, and Hamrick will run you over in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He loves trucking people.
He
I
does.
love
That Prosper
about him.
game last year,
Oh, my
that is
goodness.
one of the greatest runs ever.
Well, and then with all the wide receivers we've got, if the quarterback can get it out of his hands really quick,
Quick
there's a
slants.
potential for a lot of success there.
Yep.
Quick slants.
And I think both quarterbacks will play. I've got a buddy up in Tennessee. Snell's first game up there, he's the DC. And he said, we heard all week that they were going to play an 8th grader against us. He said, I prayed all week, please let them play an 8th grader.
And then
You got to
he
be
said-
careful what you wish for.
He said, so the senior comes out and goes 3 and out, 3 and out. They put the 8th grader in. He takes him 79 yards, score. Comes back, takes him like 68 yards, score. And he's like, get the 8th grader out of there. But I think this is the kind of kid now that will allow you to go and win. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's not fully this year, but I think he's going to play. I think you're going to want to say, I was in the stadium when the kid played his first game, because I think he's going to be insanely good.
it's like a Kyler, back when he was a
Yeah.
sophomore, he did 5 games before he kind of earned that starter role. And
Yeah.
I mean, talking to Westerberg, he kind of knew it was going that way.
Right.
It's just like, okay, when is it okay to pull the trigger? And
Yeah. I mean, the way that kid throws
see.
the football, especially when he puts a little more weight on.
yeah,
And he will.
And he will.
Oh, yeah.
Just coming
Natural.
up being a freshman.
But, man, he can throw it.
And he can run.
Yeah, and he can run.
He's
So,
And then we might end up starting referring future quarterbacks to kind of like Ty Snell.
yeah, good.
We pay a lot of attention to what goes on in the Metroplex and just listening to other people talk. And not that anybody's any smarter than anybody else. Everybody just has opinions. But a lot of the
pretty damn
people
smart.
that have spoken about Allen since 2017, the last state championship, has said the quarterback position is held back. And that's not to put a damper on any of the kids that play quarterback here. But when you look at the teams that win state championships, most of them, not all of them, most of them have
absolute
really
elite.
outstanding quarterbacks.
Yep.
Yes.
It's the same way in the NFL. There's been one or two. The Buccaneers won it with what's his name?
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Trent Dilfer would be a
Right.
Super Bowl quarterback?
He
But
had a great talent around him.
Oh, no, that Trent thought he would be
Yeah.
a Super Bowl quarterback.
you can do that. So, everything else being equal, if you have that athlete at that position, it makes a whole bunch
game
Everything else
changer.
is easier.
Yeah. And we've said that about Kyler for years. Kyler made everybody on that team
Better.
Yeah.
so much better.
And the talent differential in high school is so much higher than it is in college or the NFL. That someone who's an elite player in high school can carry a team on
Where
their
you can-
back,
you
where
can-
that can't happen.
You
at
can
other
be
levels.
22 points down against Skyline in the
Yes.
last of the third quarter and
make a bet with the
beat them by
superintendent.
22 points.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
never over.
I think
And
Snell plays. I think he plays next Friday night, in fact. But
Yeah.
I'm telling
he'll
you,
get some reps. Yeah.
this is going to be one where you're like, yeah, I want to say I was there for his first game because I think
Sure.
this kid's going to be insanely good.
Yeah, well, and I think most of us, if not all of us, will agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, when you start seeing people at the next level identifying 8th grade talent and making offers at 8th grade, they're a lot smarter than we are with the whole
and they've
thing.
got-
You know,
they
they know
know
what to
all
look
the-
for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
not that they're saying not everyone that does that isn't going to be a bust or whatever, but
When you think about motivations also, so this is a kid that already had, 12, 14, whatever number of offers in a lot of big D1 schools. You know, what's the motivation to
We also
coming
had
to a
IMG
program like
Academy
Allen?
that wanted him.
Yeah.
That's where he was going to go.
I mean,
They're, they're from Texas originally.
what's the motivation? Come back to Texas, or
Yeah, I mean,
you're just guessing, but
Play against
It's
good
us.
competition.
yeah,
It's us.
yeah.
We're going to the high school with the podcast.
That was part of that.
franchise it. by God.
And I don't think anybody around this table, this is not a shot at Jeremiah Dowd, because I think that kid can play too, and I think
yeah.
he may wind up being the all-district quarterback this year. It wouldn't shock any of us probably, but so it's not a shot at him at all.
No,
It's-
and he shouldn't take it that way.
No.
I think he's a really good player.
You know, I go back and you listen to Oliver Pierce talk
Yes.
in 2012 when Oliver was a starting quarterback and Collard was backing him up to start the season, and Ollie just said
I can't do that.
it was the right move to make. You
Yeah.
know, and if that comes to that this
Yeah.
year with this, you know, JD hopefully will say, well, that was the right move to make
Right.
because it's, you know, if we've all been in that place in life where someone is just better at something than we are.
For sure.
Well, some of us have.
Yeah.
We got our first
Wow.
look. We got our first look at JD in 7-on-7, and he stood in there and had a good presence in the pocket and
got a
threw
hell
the
of a
ball
arm.
well.
He does have a good arm.
Smart, you
Yeah.
know. So I think he'll do real well.
Well, listen, we talked about really top-level quarterbacks, but if you don't have in the system that backup, Tucker Carter.
Right.
I mean,
Cowboys.
everybody thought that the season was done when
For sure.
when
Brown.
Matt Brown went down, and Tucker went in there. Toughest kid I've ever seen could take
No
a
kidding.
hit.
Took
and
that
just-
lick. Wow.
I mean,
Get up and do it again.
but
Yeah.
you've got to have people that are willing to take that backup role and then step up and step into the limelight.
Well, especially at this level. I mean, when
Yeah.
you're trying to beat the teams that Allen will need to beat to go where they want to go. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, if you don't North Corral it and bring in 50 new kids every year that are elite, you got to have a quarterback. I mean,
What's the UIL on that one?
Well, it's the most ridiculous.
Well, they got one of
thing.
them. They got the Cauliflower Heritage kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
he's got to play JV. But the kid from California, they're playing. So.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, got 37 new kids this year, and
Yeah.
it's we all joke about what's the UIL doing, but really, what are they? I mean, that
What can they do?
that is but just enforce your rules. I mean,
That's what I was looking for.
yeah, just
So-
like what
Well,
do
they
you do?
did. They did it at South Lake Carroll years ago.
Well,
What's that?
They did. They pulled
Oh, yeah.
kids out of South Lake Carroll.
But they're so like, we'll do it here, but we won't do it there, and they're getting to be just like the NCAA, where it's just
Blind
stupid
eye. Yeah.
to watch.
or WNBA referees.
Well, like
Yeah.
the article in the paper today about the two South Lake kids
Right.
that you brought up earlier. You know, they're from Utah.
Yeah.
Right.
They were in a very bad situation with gang violence, and their parents had 6 kids, I think, and they said we wanted to get them out of that. They're at that age, you know.
Yeah.
They're juniors this
They're
year.
going to be pulled in.
They wanted to get them out of that, so they moved them to their uncle's house in South Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a football move; it was a move to get them out.
I don't get the UIL sometimes.
And the UIL said,
No,
you know,
but then North Carolina's got 37 kids that are all football moves
yeah,
Yeah.
and nothing.
and nothing. I mean, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you do have to question it sometimes. Well, going back to Allen, since we're that's
Yeehaw.
a rabbit hole that's very deep, you know.
Yeah.
All the pundits think Allen will win district.
So they have for the past
1 year.
Yeah.
We had a couple Prosper years in there that they didn't get a Geyer, but they think Prosper or Allen. Most of them, in fact, all of them say Allen will win this district. And then you look in the area, and the Dallas Morning News came out this morning with their 6A area rankings, and I think it's no surprise you Duncanville, South Lake Carroll, who brought, I think if I read that right, they're bringing back 21 of 22 starters.
Yeah, they're number 2, right?
Yeah. They're the odds-on favorite to win the D2 crown this year.
Yep.
They're fully loaded.
So you get
North Crowley number 3, DeSoto at 4,
Yeah.
Allen at 5, Geyer, who's really loaded on defense from what I understand, at 6, Prosper at 7, Trinity at 8, Waxahachie at number 9.
Interesting.
And here's one that'll make your blood curl or your skin crawl at number 10, North Forney. North
Forney.
Yeah, North Forney.
And you're like, really?
I wonder how many move-ins he had.
I don't know. He's got a very good quarterback. Isn't it Legend Bay?
Legend Bay.
He's a really good quarterback over
I
there.
bet he doesn't.
Nowhere near
Cigarettes
the
anymore.
booty legacy.
No. But anyhow, that's kind of what the area looks like. So you get back to, and if you think, okay, let's think long term, the Morning News had earlier in the week, they had the district champions in floor, what are we, 6A? For
Yep.
5-6A, they had Louisville winning this year as opposed to Coppell. So I think it was Louisville and Coppell, and Flower Marcus, and Hebron were their 4 playoff teams, if I remember correctly.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And so then you look and go, okay, you're back to either playing Louisville or Coppell round 1.
Yeah.
Which is not out of the ordinary. You go from round 2, who knows? Round 3, you're looking at a Trinity team probably again. So it's kind of the same story.
Same players, yeah.
Yeah, same story, 4th burst or whatever. And so you look at that hurdle in the 4th round, and it's North Crowley, who they scrimmaged this week. And again, I don't put a whole lot of faith in scrimmages anymore.
Yeah.
Just the way that they run them. It's just like, heck, Allen didn't even have their players wear their right numbers, and so you didn't know who was who. So it's like crazy. Like
Right there, high school rankings, North Crowley, number 10 in the country. Top 1 in Texas, according to ESPN.
I think that's a little low, but okay.
Well, that's interesting. They don't have Duncanville up there.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you look at that hurdle and you say, okay, that's been the hurdle for the last 2 years. And are you at a point, where you can get over that hurdle? Who knows? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
It may not be. It may be a 3rd round hurdle. With that Trinity game last year was close.
Yeah.
It was a 1-point victory, and Trinity brings back a lot too. So there's a lot to be excited about, and a lot of, for us, it's newness. You get some new kids coming around the block, and
There's always 3 or 4 that just like, wow, where'd that kid come from?
Right.
And he's really improved from last year.
I didn't mention Major Miller
seen
played
that.
a bunch last
There
year.
you go.
Major may be your 3rd linebacker this year. I don't
Yep.
know if he's going to be the starter or not. Again,
Yep.
haven't been able to talk to the coaches about it. But yeah, who will be those people that step up that you didn't expect to step up? Like Carter Harris last year. Came out of nowhere.
And then all of a sudden we realized, he's got like 4.4, 4.5, 40 speed. And
he's
for a
6'4".
6+, yeah.
And Dominic Butler's another guy in the secondary.
Yep.
And
There you
probably
go.
plays some offense too, I would think. But that's another
big secondary.
Oh yeah, teams are not going to be able to throw very easily on the secondary.
Mhm.
It's especially if there's a
They're
pass
big.
rush.
Yeah.
They're going to have to earn it. Right. So this is probably the best overall secondary Allen's had in
Since 13.
since Jalen Jones was rummaging around back there. So it's been a while. So, but it all kicks off next Friday. Tailgate start about 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
So-
be there all day.
We'll be there. And did you see the weather forecast?
like a high
Yeah.
of 90.
92 or
I looked
90?
this morning. It's
Yeah,
at 88.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well, it
That's
also
awesome.
says rain.
Yeah, that did.
But I think it's supposed to be in the morning.
Yeah.
And then by
So
the
we may have a
afternoon,
wet breakfast, but you know what?
We got tents.
We'll be there
Yeah.
Let's see what the weather be.
6 o'clock,
Yep.
cooking breakfast for the coaches. We've done that for several years now.
Yep.
And we'll be there all day. Come by and see us. We got a new prop I don't know if you saw the prop outside the door here.
Little eagle statue outside.
Oh,
Mark
nice.
Mark found it, and
About this big. We want everybody to come by and rub its head for good luck. We're going to do like
thought
the
you had
rock.
that out for coyotes out there.
No. But no, I think it's a pretty cool little thing. Found it at Hobby Lobby. Waited till it went 75% off and bought it.
snagged it.
So,
That's a weird Hobby Lobby and like Kohl's.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're money laundering for somebody because everything is always like. There's times where I feel like they're going to pay me.
Oh, you
Like,
didn't
I go
know-
get a pair of jeans and I'm like, here's
Hobby
$10.
Lobby started their own NGO, and so they've been getting
Yeah,
grant
well,
money from the government.
something because I always feel like everything is
Breaking
like
Bad. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and bought a Christmas tree there yesterday.
My
You did?
wife's there
Was
getting
there
30%
Christmas stuff
off.
already on sale?
Huh?
Was there Christmas stuff already on sale?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see?
yeah,
My wife's
Christmas.
at
It's-
Kohl's right now getting a new suitcase.
and it'll probably be like $1.
Yeah, made in China.
They're like, do you have the?
I don't think
Kohl's
there's really
coupon for
anything
that?
they can. I don't
Sherry-
care for a suitcase.
Sherry's a big Kohl's, and she'll get the Kohl's coupon, and then they'll send a 30%
Yes.
off on
Oh,
top
yeah,
of
put
it.
them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll come by and all this
All
stuff.
right, Kohl's. We need a sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
I'm always like, how do you make
I
money?
spent $21. And
Yeah.
She got like $200 worth of
Yeah.
stuff. I'm just like,
I know it's
incredible.
Not right.
it's awesome. Well, see,
Good.
maybe that's a business model we need to look
There you
into.
There you go.
So, anyhow, next week, so excited. Friday's always fun. Thursday
Sure.
night, Men of Connection, we have team dinner, which will give us some more time with the kids. We love that program that Lee's put in place.
Yeah.
Just spending time with the kids and getting to know them better, and them getting
Sure.
to know, people in the community. It's,
Yeah.
it's really cool. I think that's really.
I have a question for you guys because y'all been around this for a long time.
Uh-oh.
So obviously, Alan, for the longest time, had tremendous community support, and then for a couple of years, all you would hear is, "Yeah, the sport's not like it used to be," and it wasn't. I feel like it's trending back toward that again. I think it has a lot to do with how invested Lee and the staff have been in the kids and the community, and I think that's so smart. But I feel like the community is starting to go back toward that again. Do y'all think? Do y'all
Yeah,
feel
I
that?
think, what they're putting in place
Uh-huh.
just excites everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, the coaches come out to our tailgate in the mornings and the afternoons,
Yep.
and they spend some time, like we've never had that before.
Right.
I mean, the coaches just pretty much don't care, before, and these coaches are really invested in, getting to know us and what we think and stuff. So it's
But
Well,
awesome.
That's all moves Wiggs put in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Noel.
But I think from a community standpoint, I mean, people are we having as many new people moving into into Allen as we've had in the past? Not so much. It's just, you got to put a product, and with Lee and his staff, the product has gotten better again, and you're starting. I mean, we'd sit in our seats up there in that front row in the second section, and you just sit there and go, "This is embarrassing." And then the last couple seasons, the product's gotten better, and you notice that the seats are more fuller and so forth. So I think it's definitely going back into the right direction in my opinion. I think the advent of the new practice facility, the indoor practice facility that's going to be going up, and
Right.
and so forth, that people are seeing the benefits of that community support again in this town, and people are making more of an effort to get into this town, even though it's a medium household price range is getting a little ridiculous in Collin County, but they're still making an effort to get in here because it is established. There is a history there. There is a mindset that whether rightfully or wrong, that we're always going to be in the mix of it year in and year out again, and I think that just all benefits the kids, the coaches, heck, we get up to 15, 16 watchers and listeners on our podcast when we do good. So,
And we got tons of apartments. It's not just more expensive houses, but the things that Coach Wigg has put in place, he has actually turned around, and embrace the community. You got the Silver Eagles going on. Coach Broom, John Broom, thank you, Coach Broom, for running the alumni programs and kind of spearheading that. I've talked to a bunch of the alumni, and they have been drawn in. They had alumni dinner for all the former football alumni.
Right.
And so, and embracing ourselves, doing the community connections, men of connections. There are just a lot of those things, which is turning around to the fans and saying, we want you to be involved. Let us put our arms around you.
Yeah.
Let us bring you in. And maybe by necessity, or maybe it's just old school, that was not kind of the case before. The program and the facilities had become more and more isolated from people. We stopped doing the Monday night football, play review, and with all the video that's out there, you kind of didn't really need to do that.
Right.
And for the coaches to spend extra time on Monday night, when Monday night football was on, it was a burden on them.
That was usually with the
et cetera.
touchdown club meeting, though.
Do what?
That was usually with the touchdown club.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. But at a certain point, leadership said, "Hey, you don't need to do that anymore," and so Westerberg didn't. And it is what it is. But WIG has just really embraced that whole community feel, and that's where you build the infrastructure to outlast a coach. And that if you can get that built in place and get that as a tradition, that's what we want. That's what every program deserves.
I think he was the best hire for the time when he got hired here because of all the changes that he's made.
Well,
stability.
He came in and said he was going to do all this, and then did it. Which kudos to Lee for doing that. And those people who have kids playing in that program. I mean, those guys care. Every staff will tell you we care about the kids off the field and what they develop into, and I don't think that's always the truth. But I think it is here. I think they are taking steps to make these guys better human beings down the road, and kudos to that. I think Kim's doing a great job with the athletic department. I think things are really have stabilized, and it's I think it's really good again, and
it's like you said, it brings up the men's of connection. Those kids are honestly interested to sit down and have conversations.
Yes.
It was fantastic. We did the introductions again at the beginning of the meeting, and it was I had so many kids, because of me being in IT security, I had so many kids that wanted to talk about programs to go to. A lot of colleges now offer an IT security as a and yes, Arkansas's got a very good IT security.
Shameless plug.
It is a shameless plug. But but there are a lot of let's be honest, UTD is probably the top freaking school in the country when it comes
technology.
to IT security and so forth. But yeah, it's a great industry to be in, and the kids. I mean, I had 10, 15 kids. I couldn't even talk to all of them because there were so many. We only had so much time. But they were all very attentive and great questions. And it was just
for everything we've started. I don't think he's done yet. I think he needs to spend at least another 2 or 3 years perfecting this program that he's got.
I think he's
just my opinion.
Then Joey McGuire needs to keep his mouth shut.
No, we love Coach Wig, and whatever happens, happens. But he's cognizant of all the stuff that went on before, and former Arkansas coaches just absolutely abandoning us. And
I knew that was going to be thrown in there. I didn't.
It's okay, Nolan. It's okay.
I thought it was a stupid hire when it happened.
And we'd like to make a request out there, like if you're going to sell your tickets, you can't go next week.
Yeah.
Just sell them the rest of the season on the ticket exchange, but for next week, don't sell your tickets.
Buy tickets. We're supporting a cause.
This is the one time that it goes. The school's not making money. This is all 100% is going to a great cause, a fantastic cause.
Absolutely.
Don't be cheating and buy something off the ticket exchange.
Bring your friends, bring your family.
If you don't want to go, just eat it and let someone else buy tickets at the door or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Or sell it, scalp it, and give the money to wipe out kids' cancer.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
It's not a bad idea. If you do sell your tickets, make a donation.
Make a donation.
WOKC.org. You can make a donation.
WOKC.org.
Yeah.
Nice. And that podcast again was
Yeah, Conversations with Kids Beating Cancer.
Conversation. I love that.
So we have a kid in the Melissa against St. John Bosco game. He's their top offensive lineman for Bosco. For Bosco. He's going to West Virginia next year to play football, but as a freshman, he had leukemia.
Wow.
And he's beaten it
Wow.
and come back to play football. And that's a really cool
That's cool.
story there.
That's
Will he be highlighted at the game?
He will, and
That's
I was
cool.
just visiting with a family last night from Allen. They've got a 4th grade daughter, and she's in cancer treatment, but developed an infection that they're having to stop the treatment right now to get past the infection. And these are kids right here in your city. If you come next week, that you're benefiting.
That'd be really cool if we could do like a dual live feed where we do our stadium projected over at their stadium projected
There you
over at
go.
ours, and say
Yeah.
hi to each
And,
other.
just reach out
Hey.
to Jerry and get that helicopter. And
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
If only you had friends in high places.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
One other thing real quick, we mentioned the new athletic facility. There is a groundbreaking on September 10th for that. So for those of you wondering when that was going to start construction, it will be September 10th.
The gold shovels will be out.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of shovels.
Gold
I think
painted.
they need to be blue.
Trowels.
Yeah, they need trowels.
Trowels, yeah, that's it.
BEBC shovels.
There you go. Yeah.
Little
Those
sand,
are called
clay sand
hose.
shovels.
Yeah.
Whoa, hello.
Well, we're
Nolan
starting off
Schrader.
great there, folks. He started it and he's ending it. So we appreciate you coming out,
Of course.
brother.
I appreciate y'all having me.
You bet. You're welcome anytime you want to stop in here. You know that because you've always got something to say. And we didn't necessarily have a DeSoto moment.
We still got to
today,
do lunch.
but that's all right. So,
Yes, we will.
Yeah,
We will.
we will be back next Saturday with our first podcast about a game. Hopefully, we'll have
Something to talk about, yeah.
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 I'm going to try to reach out to some other coaches this week. We may be able to get one in one night this week if they're not too busy, but we'll see what we can
Keep
do.
my seat warm.
Bring Chad Morris back in. For
There you go. Just we can talk about his bulldozer.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all I remember about him. His bulldozer. So again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody around the
Thank you,
table.
guys.
Thanks everybody for listening. One other thing, we had a request to put the podcast on Spotify, and so it's been on YouTube. That's where you can find it. But we are going to put it on Spotify, so look for it there.
You are going to attempt to put it.
No, we're going to do it.
It's gonna happen.
I got my IT guy here with me, so we'll get it done, and so we'll be on Spotify and YouTube going forward. So
You did make sure this all recorded, right?
it's doing well.
Okay, good.
So
You might have millions of new listeners.
wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
Because then we can monetize it and then
Oh
we can
my gosh.
give a lot of money to whoever.
There you go.
Until next time, folk, we appreciate you listening, and it's over, and we are out.